Hey, welcome back. Brett Bolzenthal with eXp Realty here, once again with my friend Josh Dalke, a guaranteed rate. And thank you again for tuning in. We're finishing up our three-part series here, dealing with some of the hot topics in the mortgage business and what it's like from a consumer standpoint as home buyers getting in today's market. So, Josh, welcome back.
Appreciate it, Brett. Thank you.
Yeah. So today, Josh, we want to pick up on some of the things out there as far as in today's fast-paced world. Everybody's working their jobs. They're consumed with all this time out there, being busy, and a lot of banks out there, they deal with things where you have to come down to meet them in person, and frankly, for people's schedules and depending on the hours of the bank, that doesn't always work real well. And obviously, you are a bank at guaranteed rate, and we talked about earlier in the series that you don't deal with the checking accounts and the savings accounts. So really, you're definitely a step above some of the other banks out there in terms of the availability. But as far as things like getting their documents to you, going through the pre-approval process and the checklist, what exactly separates you from the vast majority of the competition out there?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it's a great question, and I can't speak for the competition because I don't know all the processes that they have in place. But for us, one thing that we do pride ourselves on is making sure that we keep everything as safe and secure as possible for you to make sure that their documents are not going to be just floating around wherever and potentially getting in the wrong person's hands. So one thing to just preface it with is that obviously nothing is ever 100% safe and secure, but we do pride ourselves on making sure we do whatever we can to keep your documents safe and secure the whole time. So when it comes down to it, our process, everything is online. We're a very systematic company with trying to keep everything very simple for you. So the first process, going online, filling out an application. When you complete that application, you can actually upload pay stubs, W-2s, all that good stuff right away to the application. You don't have to worry about printing them off, finding a time to come and meet me, and all that kind of stuff. Now, if it is a situation where they don't have the ability to upload it online, things like that, 100% you definitely can meet me. I don't work banker's hours. I'm not in the office from 9 to 5. I've been in the office as late as 10, 11 o'clock at night. So,
wow. So a banker that doesn't work banker hours, I mean, wow, that's just unheard of out there. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
I wish it was banker's hours sometimes, but Saturdays and Sundays included as well. I'm here to help you get into your next home. So I want to make sure that I'm there, whatever your schedule needs to be for us to be able to meet up. So, but with our process and how we have it set up is we have a checklist. So as you upload documents, you know what items need to be completed yet, and you know where you are in the process to make sure that there's nothing being missed and that you know what's going on with the loan itself.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, in this day and age, we're used to seeing emails out there to our buyers as realtors where they're looking for a particular document or something that was missed along the way. But obviously, emails. There's a lot more hacking going on out there, people intercepting very private information, if you will, and sometimes they don't see the emails, and now we've fallen behind in the process. That can really delay trying to get them to close on time. So having a system in place like that, where there's just one place to go, it's very secure, protecting your identity, protecting your information, and not having it go through multiple different hands in the process. Talk a little bit about appraisal costs out there. Do they normally have to pay for the appraisal fees out of their pocket, or is this something that's normally built in, or how exactly does the appraisal process kind of work in terms of the cost for them?
Absolutely, and that's a fantastic question. When it comes down to the appraisal cost, is going to be a little bit different when it comes to a conventional loan versus a government loan. So they can vary, and someone could ask me, hey, what's it going to be? From what I've seen recently, anywhere from $360 to $450, give or take. It can just vary. Now, in the event where an appraiser goes out there, they have to do what's called a final inspection because there's some items that needed to be fixed before they could complete it. There's typically going to be some type of additional charge. I have seen some appraisers be nice and not charge it, depending on what it's for, but typically there's going to be an additional charge. I've seen that range anywhere from like $125 to $175. Mm-hmm. So, like you're just saying, Brett, is that something they pay out of pocket? So how the process works is you're not going to be paying for that on the front end. You pay for that closing. In the event that something happened where the home didn't close, then yes, you do have to pay for the appraisal yet because it was completed. But it's not something that's paid out of pocket on the front end. It's something that is just paid for at closing.
Okay, that's excellent to know. I mean, obviously, you know, if you're already working with a realtor out there, and you are caught up in one of those situations there where you're dealing with an older house that might have, you know, a common element is the FHA type loans or the VAs where there's a peeling paint situation. You know, funding can be a little bit tight, or as far as your out-of-pocket expenses, you know, it's nice to have reserves, but you know, $125, $150, it can start to add up and things. So that's certainly something that might be worth, you know, actually chatting to your realtor about, and just kind of finding out if they might recommend taking a different approach and maybe possibly working something out with the seller if it wasn't addressed the first time when it should have been. Well, Josh, it's really been a pleasure and truly an honor. And once again, Josh Dalke with Guaranteed Rate. His information is below, his phone number, his website. And really, if you got any more lending questions whatsoever, give Josh Dalke a call. Very reputable man. He does an excellent job, provides just amazing service out there. You're really not going to be able to go wrong working with Josh. You're going to be grateful that you did. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you have an amazing rest of your week.